Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talk on a Friday. It's a nice, bright, shiny Friday. Supposed to about a 15% chance of rain. Supposed to be nice all day today and tomorrow. Then the rain chances ramp up Easter Sunday to about 40%. Monday they're at 60%. So looks like it's shaping up to be a pretty good Easter weekend. It's time now to give you the Florida version of.
For your hearing pleasure, Dumb Crook News.
That's right, the Florida version of Dumb Crook News. We do 3 stories from around the world and 3 from right here in our home state. 2 of these come from right here in Ocala, Marion County. Marion County Sheriff's Office has made an arrest in an armed robbery with shots fired. There seems to have been that deputies responded to the Eureka West boat ramp on 152nd Place after Brian Taylor reported he'd been robbed and shot at. Deputies were told that Taylor had met up with Thomas Thorne at the boat ramp to buy some drugs. Instead, Taylor told deputies Thorne just snatched $125 out of his hand and ran off. Taylor, of course, followed Thorne, watched him get into the passenger side of a car. That's when Taylor said, told deputies that Thorne pointed a gun at him and shot at him. Taylor was also able to identify the driver of the vehicle. Deputies made contact with that driver. The driver told deputies that Taylor and Thorne had met for a drug deal. The 2 had an altercation but denied that Thorne had snatched any money or fired a gun. Thorne was arrested during a traffic stop. He told investigators he and Taylor had met up, but said Taylor's version of the story wasn't exactly what happened. He said that, yeah, I sold Taylor, I was selling Taylor narcotics, or what was supposed to be drugs, in exchange for $15. What I'd done is I'd actually taken a rock from the ground and placed it in a plastic baggie in an attempt to pass it off as drugs. He said Taylor became angry when he realized that the drugs weren't the kind of rock he was looking for. That's when Taylor tried to reach in Thorne's pocket and take money out of his pocket. Thorne stated, I didn't have a gun. I didn't snatch $125. He gave me $15 voluntarily, thinking he was getting drugs. Thorne has been charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, robbery by sudden snatching, violation of probation for various felony convictions in Hillsborough County. Taylor, though, for his part, he's been charged with illegal drug sales as he admitted that he was there to buy drugs. So they charged him with illegal participation in drug sales. Here's a surprise. Both of them have previously been convicted of multiple felonies. So he called the police because he'd been robbed and shot at. Perfectly plausible. They arrested the guy that shot at him and everything, but they arrested Taylor too and got him off the street. Yeah, you were there to do a drug transaction. We're going to charge you with a crime for trying to buy drugs. They both went to jail. Investigators never recovered a weapon. Witnesses at the scene said they didn't see Thorne with a gun, but they did hear a loud sound that could have been a gunshot. And they did report they saw him snatch money from Taylor's hand. Don't go to that boat ramp, I guess. This next story out of Palm Beach County, it tells you that if you think law enforcement doesn't monitor social media, think again. A woman from Jupiter, Florida, who calls herself Goddess, has been arrested by the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office for solicitation of drug and purchase of said solicitation. How? She put on Twitter, somebody bring me some weed, I'll pay you for it. The Palm Beach Sheriff's Office tweeted back, where should we meet up? She told him where to meet her. They met her and put her in handcuffs. Law enforcement officials said that social media is becoming increasingly popular to buy and sell drugs. So next time you go on social media, you might be talking to the cops. Who puts out this? Somebody bring me weed, I'll pay for it. Cops, when and where? They showed up and arrested her. Dumb girl. And finally, an Ocala man. This is an older story, but it's such a great story that didn't happen recently. But an Ocala man faces charges for DUI. He was pulled over for weaving. Marion County Sheriff's Deputy Gary Miller saw a blue Dodge truck traveling north on 36th Avenue. It crossed over the line several times. As deputy followed the truck, he also witnessed it roll through a stop sign at 25th Avenue and 36th. Deputy Miller initiated a traffic stop, made contact with the driver, Peter Martin. Deputy Miller said he could smell a strong odor of alcohol coming from the vehicle. Martin's eyes were bloodshot and watery. Deputy Miller asked Martin how much he'd had to drink. The man showed him a commemorative badge from the 175th anniversary of Marion County Sheriff's Office and stated, I'm working undercover right now. Don't bother me. You're going to blow my cover. Deputy Miller goes, I don't recognize you. You showed a sheriff's badge and I don't recognize you. That's when Martin changed his stories. He said, well, I don't actually work for the sheriff's office, but I'm looking for somebody, and as soon as I find them, I'm going to turn them into you. He asked Martin again how much he'd had to drink. Martin said, my last drink was 15 minutes ago. He failed all roadside sobriety tests. He refused to participate in the breathalyzer test. He has previous arrests for DUI, driving while license suspended, and resisting arrest. He was transported to Marion County Jail. He flashed one of those commemorative Marion County badges from the 175th anniversary of the Sheriff's Department. Said, I'm undercover. Don't bother me. Because that's going to get you out of a traffic stop. You smell of alcohol, you're weaving, you run through a stop sign. I'm going to show you this fake badge and tell you I'm undercover because a trained law enforcement officer is definitely going to fall for that. Shh, don't bother me right now. I'm undercover. Here's my badge. Now go on. Leave me alone. You're going to blow my cover. Deputy goes, I don't recognize you, pal. It's because I'm deep undercover. Martin is. I checked the records. He pled guilty to that DUI as well. And that brings to a close another riveting version of.
For your hearing pleasure, come, Crook, News.
We'll be right back after this timeout with more on Ocala Talks, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA. Well, as soon as I can get it going. The Source.
Pain management.
Johnny, what are you doing in the bathroom? What are you saying? Wait, where are your toy cars? Oh no, tell me you didn't. Honey, call Mike Scott Plumbing.
I didn't do anything.
For once, that's true, but little Johnny flushed his toys down the toilet and now it's broke.
Yes. I mean, oh no. I'll get the phone. What's the toll-free number?
866-314-4443.
Got it. 866-314-4443.
Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, they do it.
Hey there, I have a USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
Freddie Mac data is revealing buying a home has rates surging at a price not seen since 1987. The average price on a 30-year fixed mortgage hit 5% this week. Russia's defense ministry is reporting that the Moskva cruiser, the flagship of its Black Sea fleet, has sunk. Ukraine says it hit it with missiles. Russia claims it was an accidental fire that ignited ammunition. This week's subway shooting in New York, the NYPD reported 10 people were shot, 5 of them hospitalized in critical but stable condition, and 13 others were injured in the panic. 62-year-old Frank James turned himself in and faced a federal judge Thursday. Mr. James did not enter a plea and is being held without bail. His attorney is reminding New Yorkers not to jump to conclusions.
Initial press and police reports in cases like this one are often inaccurate.
Thanks for listening. We are USA Radio News.
If you're like most Americans, you're pretty much in disbelief with what's going on in the world. As we all know, global problems are having local consequences. Too many of them. And if the peanut butter really hits the fan, are you ready? Grocery store supply chains are only as strong as their weakest link.